What's going on YouTube? This is JR Juggernaut 1 bringing to you my deck of the month for May. It's going to be the deck I used at Regionals yesterday, my Dandy Turbo deck. This was originally Junk Turbo, but once you see it, you'll kind of get an idea of why it's called Dandy Turbo. So yeah, here we go. 3 Quick Draw Synchron. This guy was very helpful to me yesterday. He just helped me make a lot of big plays. My only problem with him is that at times I did have to discard a monster that I didn't want to discard in order to play him, but at the same time, most of the plays end up being worth it, and there are ways of recycling the monsters I discard uh, to play him, so it's not like discarding a card to play him is like a real big loss, so yeah. 3 Raikou Lightsworn Hunter. This guy was probably one of the MVPs of my deck yesterday because was just so great because for a number of reasons. Number one, he's the best target for some of the monsters in my deck, which I'll get to as I go on. Um, he can destroy any card on the field, so that just works. He allows me he can destroy anything. Like he'll destroy a monster, he'll destroy a back row, but he'll make my plays. He'll allow me to he'll help me set up big plays, and that's great. Of course, using him to get rid of royal oppression, that helps too. 3 tuning wear. I'm thinking of either taking all of these out or taking at least one of them out because problem is he can be a dead draw at times. He's good to discard for quick draw, but at the same time, if he's not in my hand, like it's like why am I going to play him? I don't know. Maybe I guess it's good to have him so you can discard, but I found myself siding him out a lot, so that makes me think maybe he shouldn't be in the deck at all. 2 Junk Synchron. 3 when I had 3 in Junk Turbo, that was kind of overdoing it. 2 is perfect. He can take a lot of things. Best target, of course, is Raikou because he can go for level 5. And now that I have a Cataster, that makes things a lot better because Cataster is so awesome. 2 Super Nimble Mega Hamsters. By the way, I think that's probably one of the coolest named Yu-Gi-Oh cards ever, or Yu-Gi-Oh monsters, I should say. Yeah, he lets me take the 3 Raikou. He just saved my ass so many times because 1800 defense is decent, and not every time would my opponent be able to run over him. So I would get a free Raikou, and I would just be like, yeah, I'm going to destroy something next turn. And they'd be like, what am I going to do? Should I destroy Raikou to let him destroy me, or should I wait so he flips him? It's like they did not know what the hell they should be doing. It was pretty ridiculous for them. And the best part also is that if his effect gets past oppression because it happens during the damage step, which is awesome. 2 Dandelions. I'm pretty sure this thing's going to be limited on the next ban list, but that's really not going to hurt this deck that much. Mainly because there are just ways of abusing just 1 Dandelion, so 2 is great, but I can still make it work. Yeah, this card is just abused to the nth degree. I get token after token, and it's just awesome. This card helps me abuse it very much. 2 Debris Dragons. Debris, actually, I like. What I really like is Dandy's not my only target. I can also go for Raikou, go level 6. And that's good because if I already have Black Rose engraved from let's say going Debris and Dandelion, that's being able to take Raikou and have an extra option just really helps. 2 Cyber Valleys. This is just like a defense, and it's also a good target for Road Warrior, just to bring him out and have an extra defense just to get him through the deck. Yeah, it's nice. 1 Plague Spreader Zombie. This card was actually a really good addition. I appreciate my friend Joe for telling me to put this in because this card is great because it allows me to take any synchro monster. But what also makes it good is that it makes it much easier to create synchros with my opponent's monsters using cards like Brain Control and Mind Control. For example, in one duel, I went Mind Control and took my opponent's Monarch. And if I hadn't had Plague Spreader, as a tuner, I wouldn't have been able to sync with it. So that was really helpful. 1 Sangan. Sangan is just godly in this deck because he can literally search for any monster in this deck. I checked. Every single monster is targetable by Sangan. Whether you say that's a good or bad thing, I like it. 2 Pot of Avarices, the deck recycles cards so easily that I find myself being able to play this card very quickly, even if it's like, even if I get it first turn. It just saved my ass so many times. My opponent actually once had to solemn it because he didn't want me drawing 2 extra cards, and he did it when he had like 500 life points left. It didn't matter in the end. 2 monster reincarnations. Again, it lets me take back a monster, but like unlike Pot of Avarice, lets me take something back to my hand, which is really good if, let's say, I want to take back Junk Synchron or Debris Dragon. Really nice. Never thought of using this card before. Mind Control, staple, especially now that I've played, because this card just comes in handy so much. 1 heavy, staple. Brain Control, staple. Foolish Burial, you know, it's sometimes it depends on what I want to do with this. Sometimes usually I'm going to use this to mill Dandelion, but I may also use it to mill something like Raikou, or you know, just something I can take back to hand. There are just ways of making this card do great things. 1 MST staple. Now for traps. 2 D prisons. I'm actually looking for 2 common ones. These are actually my friend Joe's. These are really good. I have to admit, and you know, as the first Kage 6 put it, you know, it's good to run at least 2 of these, and he's right, because this card, it's so much harder to deal with it. But of course, I still do run a Mirror Force. 2 bottomless trap holes, pretty much staples. 2 limit reverses. I love this card in this deck because of everything it can take. But one really good move I made was my opponent it was playing this like weird gadget deck with monarchs. He went attack with his monster, ran over Sangan. I searched. I went limit reverse to bring it back. He attacked over, but I still got another search, and that allowed me to set up a play next turn that would give me the win. So it's really good. It can do a lot of things. That's the other thing. If my opponent chooses to go like Heavy Storm while I have it down, and I have Sangan engraved, I can go limit reverse Sangan. When it's destroyed, Sangan will be destroyed, and therefore I'll get a search from it. 1 Starlight Road. I'm surprised I did not get to use this card yesterday. I was very disappointed in that. But you know, I'm still keeping it because I think it's very good to have in your deck, to have just 1. 1 Torrential staple. This card helped me out a lot. Call, pretty much just as awesome as limit reverse, except it can take back my synchros, so it's better. 1 Mirror Force, absolute staple. And finally 1 Solemn Judgment, staple. So yeah, that's the deck. The extra deck, pretty straightforward. You've got Armory Arm, Magical Android, Catastor. I need 2, because of 2 Junk Synchron, I need to have 2 level 5s. 1 Turbo Warrior, 1 Drill Warrior, 1 Goyo Guardian, 1 Bryanak, 1 Iron Chain for Debris, of course, Junk Archer, Nitro Warrior, Black Rose, 2 Stardust, because I run a Starlight Road, 1 Colossal, likely going to take him out at some point, not sure, and finally 1 Road Warrior. Now, the extra deck's probably going to need changes to be made, because I seem to find that while Quick Draw is good and I run a lot of him, I don't play him as often as I would Junk Synchron and Debris Dragon because of his effects, so we'll see what happens. The starter deck is definitely going to change things, though. I can't wait for Junk Destroyer, I can't wait for Synchron Explorer, definitely going to boost this deck up. But yeah, so yeah, stay tuned for my regional vlog. I'm going to be posting that up in a little bit. Hope you guys like this deck, and this is JR Juggernaut 1 signing off.